Christine Brown sits in the witness box, her hands crossed tightly in her lap. The courtroom lights glare, cold, white shafts of light that cause each tear on her cheek to glint like glass. Across the room, Kody hunches with his attorney, jaw set tight, his eyes refusing to meet hers. Cameras are not permitted within the courtroom, but everyone is aware that this is not a case about money or marriage, it's about the truth about sister wives, the show America believed they knew. The judge pushes up her glasses, voice firm but inquiring. "Mrs. Brown," she asks, "tell the court what caused this conflict." Christine pauses to take a breath. "It began long before the cameras ever stopped rolling," she speaks softly. "Before the world caught sight of me smiling in family portraits, there were deceptions, secret bank accounts, under-the-table bargains, and vows that counted for nothing." Her voice breaks. For a moment, the courtroom is smaller, like everyone's holding their breath with her. Robyn, who's sitting behind Kody, sniffs and wipes at her eyes. Janelle and Mary share wary glances, not sure whose side they're on anymore. Christine goes on, her voice shaking with both hurt and strength. "When I walked out on Kody, I didn't walk away from a marriage, I walked away from a system of control. But when I learned what he'd done with the money we made from the show, that's when I knew I had to fight." Kody's attorney jumps up. "Objection, she's attributing intent." The judge waves a hand. "Overruled. Let her continue." Kody leans forward, still avoiding Christine's eyes. "You're lying about everything," he whispers, but his voice hardly makes it across the room. Christine doesn't blink. "I'm just telling the truth." There's a silence thick enough to slice with a knife. The crowd, consisting of inquisitive locals, a handful of reporters, and old crew members, listen to every word, every glance. They spent years capturing laughter, babies, and festive dinners. But this? This is what occurs once the cameras stop rolling and real life picks up. The attorney walks in with a folder. "Mrs. Brown, you say Mr. Brown withheld money from the family. Can you tell me what these are?" Christine nods. "They're duplicates of payments from our network agreement. Every wife was promised an equal portion, but Kody kept signing as the sole head of household." The lawyer riffles through the papers. "So he got every payment first?" "Yes," says Christine, "and then he shared them out. But Robyn always received extra. She also had use of an additional account, one that the rest of us had no idea about." The courtroom buzzes. Robyn's face turns red as she avoids eye contact. Kody bangs on the table. "That is not true," he growls. "I cared for this family for decades. You all lived in my house, ate my food, drove my cars." The judge interrupts him. "Mr. Brown, hold your temper." Christine's attorney stands up calmly. "Mr. Brown, no one doubts your devotion as a father. But this is all about honesty. Did you tell your wives all the family income?" Kody pauses. That pause charges the room with tension. Even Robyn appears uncomfortable now. Christine mutters under her breath, "You can't hide anymore." The judge leans forward. "Answer the question, Mr. Brown." I handled the finances," he finally speaks. "That's what the head of the family does." "And did you tell all your wives about every transaction?" the lawyer asks. Kody's silence is his response. Christine takes a shaky breath. She's waited years for this. Years of smiling through heartache, faking it for the cameras. The heaviness of that silence is more burdensome than any heartache. Flashbacks flash across her mind, production days when producers had them be happy, dinners when Kody chuckled while quietly negotiating contracts on his phone, and the evening that she knew the money wasn't just gone, it was concealed. Her voice becomes soft, nearly introspective now. "People think we were one big family," she says. But behind the scenes, it was about control. Kody made sure everything went through him, every dollar, every decision. And when I questioned him, he said I was being disloyal. A couple of people in the gallery gasped quietly. Mary glances down, tears building in her eyes. Janelle holds on to her armrest, caught between loyalty and truth. Kody's lawyer jumps in quickly. Mrs. Brown, isn't it the case that you departed voluntarily? That you removed property and assets upon leaving? Christine nods. Yes. I did leave. But not because I chose to, I left because remaining would have cost me myself. The words linger in the room like thunder. The judge regards them consideringly. We will take a brief recess, she says, rapping the gavel. Everyone breathes out simultaneously. Christine makes her way back to her chair, her attorney urging her on softly. Robyn whispers something biting in Kody's ear, and he shakes his head, his face clouding. In the hallway outside the doors to the courtroom, media members cluster like a swarm of bees. Christine! Did Kody falsify financial records? Kody, are you testifying? They do not respond. The animosity between them seems to simmer just below the surface. Inside, Christine looks at her reflection in the glass, exhausted eyes, shaking hands. I never wanted it to be like this, she says softly. But he made me choose between silence and truth. Her attorney puts a hand on her shoulder. You did the right thing. This is just the beginning. Christine nods. She knows that. Deep inside, she can sense it, the lull before the next storm. Because what's coming next isn't just financial revelation, it's something deeper. Something that could destroy Kody's reputation forever. As Christine gathers herself for the next session, the camera of memory pans across each face in that courtroom: Kody's pride, Robyn's guilt, Janelle's quiet regret, and Mary's exhaustion. Every one of them holds a secret, and Christine knows it. When the judge returns, Christine will reveal the first piece of evidence that changes everything. But for now, she takes one more steadying breath and whispers, almost to herself, he thought I'd stay silent forever. She looks toward Kody's table, her voice barely audible but sharp enough to cut through the noise. Not this time. The courtroom is filled once more after recess. The air is thicker now, bitter, like the walls hold their breath until the truth is heard. Christine sits up straight, a brown envelope clutched to her chest. The documents inside have been worth waiting years for. The judge enters, her heels softly clicking against the floor. Court is back in session, she says. Mrs. Brown, you may proceed. Christine stands, her voice low but firm. Your Honor, these are emails between Kody and the production company, sent without the other wives' consent. They demonstrate that Kody negotiated apart appearance fees for himself and Robyn alone. The courtroom erupts in a wave of gasps. Kody's face pales, his mouth pursing into a hard line. His attorney jumps up. Objection! These emails are private, gained illegally. Christine's lawyer slides forward, calmly. Your Honor, they were obtained by discovery, completely legal. The judge nods. Overruled. Continue. Christine opens the first page. Her hands tremble, but her voice becomes firmer. He said we were equal. Every wife, every child. But in private, he ensured Robyn and her children received more. He even signed a clause that assured them an extra payment if the show was picked up, without informing us. Robyn's lips are shaking. Christine, it wasn't like that, she says in a barely audible whisper. Christine gazes at her, her eyes brimming with agony. Then say it, Robyn. Tell them what he got you to sign. Robyn's tears spill over, but she doesn't answer. Kody grips her hand tightly, whispering something under his breath, words no one else can hear. The lawyer continues. So, Mrs. Brown, you're saying Mr. Brown manipulated the contracts for personal gain? Christine agrees. Yes. He ensured the legal documents had him as family representative. It seemed innocent looking, but it provided him with total financial control. None of us realized until years later, when I at last viewed the renewal forms. The judge leans forward. And how did you come to be in possession of these documents? Christine inhales deeply. A former producer. He couldn't keep it under wraps any longer. He told me all about it, how Kody threatened to walk off the set unless they conceded to his demands. Kody thumps his fist on the table. That is a lie. The judge slams her gavel. Mr. Brown, you will be quiet until I speak to you. The air in the room is tense enough to burst. Even the clerk fidgets uncomfortably in her seat. Christine's attorney places another exhibit on the table. This is a financial summary of the past 2 seasons. As you can see, Mrs. Brown received the lowest payment among all 4 wives. Kody's attorney interrupts. She abandoned the family halfway through a season. Naturally, she made less. Christine's voice slices through. No, I was still under contract. The crew kept filming me until the last one. But someone altered the distribution figures after the last episode was broadcast. She nods at Kody. That someone was him. Kody's face contorts in rage, but something flashes behind his eyes, fear. Actual fear. The judge looks at him intently. Mr. Brown, would you like to comment? Kody takes a breath, attempting to take back the reins. Your Honor, this is a witch hunt. Christine is attempting to punish me for dumping her. Everything she is saying is dramatized, taken out of context. I started this family from scratch. I worked every day to provide for them. Christine smiles softly, but her eyes are tears. Provide for us? You controlled us. There's a difference. Robyn does finally speak, her voice shaking. Kody, perhaps we should simply tell them the truth, he spins around to her. Robyn, don't. Time freezes. Everyone in the room is waiting for her to speak, holding their breath. Christine moves closer. You know what he did, Robyn. You were involved too. But you also know what he said to you that night I left. Robyn shakes her head. Christine, please don't say it, Christine urges. Tell them what he told you about me. Tears flow down Robyn's face. He said, he'd leave you with nothing. That leaving him would cost you everything. The courtroom is in chaos. The judge raps her gavel on the bench again and again. Order! Order in the court! Kody's mouth falls open, anger displacing shock. Robyn! Why would you tell such a thing? Because it's true, she cries. I can't lie for you anymore. Christine closes her eyes for an instant, allowing the gravity of that admission to settle. When she opens her eyes again, her tone is icy but unyielding. I didn't seek revenge, Kody. I sought respect. But you gave me neither. The judge glances at Kody. Mr. Brown, these are severe charges. We might have to subpoena other witnesses. Kody's lawyer hurriedly gathers papers, whispering, we need a recess. But the judge refuses. No recess. Not yet. Christine's lawyer steps forward again. Your Honor, we'd like to call our next witness, a former accountant for the production company. Gasps ripple through the courtroom again. Kody looks like he's about to explode. You can't be serious, he mutters. The accountant, a wide-eyed 50-ish man, steps up to the stand. He does not meet Kody's gaze. State your name and occupation, the lawyer instructs. David Lawrence, he answers softly. I manage the cast payments and production costs for the network. The lawyer offers him a file. Do you recognize this document? Yes, David answers, scanning the pages. It's the payment ledger for season 15. And what do these entries indicate? Those funds were diverted. A second account was opened in the name of C. Brown Holdings. Christine scowls. That's not me. The attorney nods. No, K is for Kody Brown Holdings. He used the C as a ruse to cover it so it seemed like a joint family account. But it wasn't. There's a murmur from the crowd. Kody's attorney rises again, agitated. Your Honor, this witness is in error, the judge interrupts. Enough. We'll review this in full detail. She looks directly at Kody. But I will say this, Mr. Brown, the evidence is increasingly troubling. Kody looks down, rubbing his temples. Robyn sits frozen beside him, silently crying. Christine breathes slowly. The crushing weight of years seems to be finally lifting, piece by fragmentary piece. But she knows this isn't done. Not yet. The judge's throat clears. We'll adjourn for the day. Court resumes tomorrow morning. As people rise to their feet, Kody glances at Christine, his tone a low snarl. You think you've won? You have no idea what's coming. Christine stands her ground against his glare. Perhaps not. But I'm no longer afraid. The bailiff motions to them to depart. Reporters waiting outside are already shouting questions, flashes popping like fireworks. Christine, is it true Robyn betrayed Kody? Did Kody actually stash the money? Christine remains silent. She strides past the melee, past the din, her head held high. Behind her, Robyn leans to Kody and says, It's over, isn't it? He doesn't respond. His silence speaks volumes. As Christine gets into her car, she glances back at the courthouse once more. Tomorrow, she whispers, they'll know everything. The camera would dissolve here, onto her reflection in the glass, the courthouse lights glowing behind her like specters of the past. For in tomorrow's session, Christine won't only reveal Kody's deceptions, she'll reveal a secret that shatters the entire Sister Wives family to its foundation. The following morning, reporters encircle the courthouse. Cameramen flash like thunderbolts, microphones pushed into faces, and headlines shriek across all screens, Sister Wives courtroom chaos, Robyn turns against Kody. Inside, the air is charged with tension more than ever. The bailiff's voice pierces the whispers, all rise. The judge enters, her expression inscrutable. Christine is already there, her attorney speaking softly into her ear. Kody and Robyn follow shortly, looking away from everyone, particularly each other. The judge takes her seat. We will now proceed with the case of Brown versus Brown. Mrs. Brown, please come up to the witness stand. Christine stands, her face serene but firm. Yes, Your Honor. Her words are filled with a quiet strength now, the kind that is developed after years of silence. She knows what she is about to say will alter everything, not just for her, but for anyone who once belonged to that family. Occasionally, Cora the lawyer advances. Mrs. Brown, yesterday you supplied financial evidence. Today, you said there is more, something personal. Would you care to tell me what that is? Christine breathes deeply. Yes. It's not necessarily about money. It's about manipulation. Kody's lawyer rolls his eyes. Objection, vague and emotional appeal. The judge groans. Overruled. Proceed. Christine opens a compact box on the table in front of her. It contains a number of handwritten letters, a bit worn, with Kody's handwriting prominently displayed. These, she says, are letters Kody wrote to each of his wives when we first started filming the show. But what we did not know is that he wrote varying promises to each of us. Varying futures. She opens one. This one was mine, Christine, you'll always be my spiritual equal. She glares at the judge. But Robyn's letter stated, you and I will lead this family together. Gasps fill the courtroom. Robyn turns white as a ghost. Kody squirms uncomfortably in his seat. Christine goes on. He vowed to each of us something special, something that made us feel chosen. But he was actually creating a hierarchy. And the higher Robyn got, the lower the rest of us dropped. Her voice shakes a little as she continues, when I discovered these letters tucked away in a storage container, I knew it wasn't about faith and unity. It was control, masquerading as love. Kody bangs his hand on the table. Those were personal. You had no business taking them. Christine's attorney doesn't blink. Mr. Brown, are you not admitting to writing these letters? Kody pauses. His silence hangs long enough for everyone to be certain of the answer. Christine gazes down at the paper, then at him. You once promised me that love was forever. But the only thing forever in our union was fear. The judge observes closely, catching every look. Mrs. Brown, proceed. Christine's eyes glint, but her voice takes on an edge. There's more. Those letters weren't the only thing I found. I found audio recordings, conversations between Kody and the producers of the show. On those tapes, he discusses how to make some of the wives appear unstable on TV so fans would feel sorry for Robyn. The courtroom explodes. Kody leaps out of his seat. That's not true. Those recordings are fabricated. But Christine's lawyer is ready. We have the audio verified by a forensic analyst. It's real. Robyn starts crying, whispering, you said it was for the storyline, Kody, that it wasn't real. He turns to her, furious. You were part of it too. Don't act innocent now. The judge strikes the gavel hard. Order in the court. Any further outbursts and I'll clear the room. Christine takes deep breaths. She glances at Robyn, then at the judge. Your Honor, this is not only about dishonesty, it's manipulation and slander. We were portrayed as being weak, jealous, unstable, while he gained from our suffering. Her attorney continues, the production crew will likely be subpoenaed next, but today what's at issue is intent, and Kody's intent was evident. The judge nods thoughtfully. Proceed with your evidence presentation. Christine hands over a USB drive. It's all on here, the recordings, the emails, the timestamps. Kody scowls at her. You're ruining our family for fame. Christine shakes her head. No, Kody. You already did that when you made our lives a fabrication. Her tone becomes softer now, perilously close to breaking. I kept quiet for years because I believed maintaining peace was worth more than truth. But peace based on fear is not peace, it's prison. The words hurt. Robyn cries softly, and even Janelle, in the back row, dabs a tear from her eye. Christine's attorney has the final word. Your Honor, we will now listen to a brief clip of the recordings. A quiet falls. The audio is heard, Kody's voice, sure and unyielding, if Christine continues to push back, we'll make her the jealous one. The viewers will sympathize with Robyn. It's more for ratings. The courtroom gasps in unison. Robyn hides behind her hands. The judge's gaze tightens. Mr. Brown, that is your voice? Kody hesitates. It was taken out of context. I was talking about editing, not manipulation. Christine speaks in a hushed tone. You always had an excuse. The judge nods her head. In any case, this will be admitted into evidence. The crack of the gavel reverberates like thunder. The weight of years of dishonesty finally hangs in the air. Christine sits, weary but firm. Free for the first time in years, free from hypocrisy, free from fear. Robyn leaps to her feet. Your Honor, may I speak? The judge nods warily. Briefly. Robyn dries her tears. I thought he told the truth. Every word. He said that Christine was dangerous, wanted to destroy our family. I defended him because I felt that he loved us all equally. Her voice breaks. But now I see that he loved control. Kody is devastated. Robyn, please, don't do this here. She takes a step back. You've done this before, Kody. I just never noticed it before now. The judge's throat is cleared. We will recess tomorrow morning to consider the new evidence. Court adjourned. The gavel drops again. Christine exhales deeply, clutching her lawyer's hand. Reporters rush toward the doors again, shouting her name, but she doesn't hear them. Her focus is on the sound of Kody's voice fading behind her, still trying to defend what's already lost. Outside, as Christine walks to her car, Janelle catches up to her. Christine, she says softly, I'm proud of you. You're doing what none of us could. Christine spins, her eyes shining. I didn't want to do this by myself, Janelle. I wanted us to stand together. Janelle nods, her face weighted with remorse. Perhaps it's not too late. Christine glances over toward the courthouse. It's only the beginning. With the car door shutting and the scene dissipating, the narrator's voice becomes richer, drawing spectators in, because tomorrow, the case won't be about marriage or money, it will lay bare something no one anticipated, a betrayal that extends so much further than money or marriage. The courthouse seems to be different today, heavier, colder. A storm rages outside, but the actual thunder is within. Christine stands in the hallway, her eyes closed, whispering a quick prayer. Her attorney comes up to her. You ready for this? She opens her eyes, determination burning through the fatigue. More than ever. As the doors open, all the cameras along the hallway flash. The media has made this case a circus. But Christine no longer sees them, her thoughts are on the secret she is about to share. The one she promised herself she would never talk about if she had no other option. Inside, the tension is suffocating. Kody sits stone-faced at the defendant's table, eyes dark, jaw clenched. Robyn avoids his gaze completely. Janelle and Mary sit quietly in the back row, both pale, both terrified of what's about to come out. The judge enters, and the courtroom rises. Court is now in session, she says firmly. Mrs. Brown, you may continue. Christine takes the stand once more, clutching a small leather notebook. The same one that's been sitting unopened beside her for days. Her lawyer steps forward. Mrs. Brown, the court has heard evidence of financial manipulation and emotional coercion. But you've stated there's one final piece of truth, something beyond contracts or money. Is that correct? Christine nods. Yes. Something Kody kept hidden from all of us. A shiver runs through the courtroom. The judge bends forward. You may continue. Christine carefully opens the notebook. Then I sorted through years of our old records, bank statements, shooting notes, production emails. That's when I discovered something odd, a trust account in our family's name, but under the name of a guardian I'd never seen. Kody stiffens at once. His attorney mouths urgently, "Don't respond." Christine goes on, "At first, I thought it was just some financial scam. But when I tracked down the account, I found it wasn't money. There were payments, small, regular payments, made to a woman who lived in Flagstaff." The courtroom whispers. Robyn's hand flies to her mouth. Christine's voice turns cold. The woman's name is Lydia Brown. And on the documents, she's the mother of a child Kody's been providing for 6 years. Kody thumps the table. "That's enough." The judge explodes, "Mr. Brown, sit down." But the room already has blown up. Reporters write frantically. Gasps sweep every corner. Christine doesn't let up. Lydia wasn't on the show. She wasn't in our family. And yet, Kody's been sending her money that came from our combined accounts. From the show. From us. Robyn is agog, shaking her head in shock. "Kody, please tell me she's lying." Kody's attorney rises, dripping sweat. "Your Honor, this has nothing to do with the monetary case," the judge interrupts him abruptly. "It goes to motive." Overruled. Continue. Christine tightens her grip on the stand, her knuckles white. "I wanted to believe there was an explanation. But when I saw the birth certificate, it broke me." The lawyer frowns. "Are you saying what we think you're saying?" Christine slowly nods, tears welling up. "The child's last name is Brown. And Kody's name is on the father's line." Kody's face goes pale. For the first time, he appears cornered, not upset, not furtive, just fearful. Robyn rises, shaking. "You lied to me. You said there was nobody else. You vowed." "Robyn, please," he begins, but she's already retreating. Christine's voice cracks, crumbling under the weight of it. "I didn't want to ruin somebody's life. But how could I just remain silent when each and every lie that you told constructed a life for someone else?" Kody's attorney attempts to take back control. "Your Honor, we need an immediate recess." "No," says the judge sternly. "We're wrapping up this testimony." Christine opens the last page of the notebook. The trust account indicates payments began the same year season 15 aired. You were still living with Robyn, but traveling to Flagstaff for business trips. I believed you. We all did. Kody leans forward, his voice desperate and low. "Christine, stop this. You're hurting our children." She scowls at him. "No, Kody, you did that the instant you prioritized secrets over family." The judge seems weary, her voice regulated. "Mr. Brown, do you deny making this accusation?" Kody pauses, then speaks softly, "I made errors. I did not betray anyone." Christine mocks with a bitter laugh. "Then why keep it a secret? Why construct a secret life while faking to mend the one you shattered?" For a moment, no one says a word. Even the journalists cease writing. All you can hear is the rain pattering against the windows of the courtroom like a gentle metronome of sorrow. Robyn sits down, her face as white as snow. "All that we had built, it's all gone," she breathes. The judge clears her throat, shattering the quiet. "This news alters the nature of this case. We will be calling for a more detailed investigation into every account associated with Mr. Brown." Kody's attorney falls back in defeat. Christine closes her notebook, tears running down her face, not tears of triumph, but of release. Her attorney asks softly, "Christine, is there anything else you'd like to say before we recess?" She nods slowly. Yes. I just want to say, I forgive him. The room comes to a halt. Kody gazes up, stunned. Christine's voice grows gentle, shaking but sincere. Not because he deserves it, but because I deserve peace. The judge regards her for a moment, then nods. Court will adjourn for review of the new evidence. We'll reconvene tomorrow for closing arguments. The gavel drops. The echo sounds like an end and a beginning. Outside the courthouse, the storm has turned to a downpour. Cameras flash once more, but this time Christine does not blink. Janelle hurries to her side, carrying an umbrella. Christine. I can't believe it. Christine dries her tears. Neither can I. Behind them, Kody and Robyn leave in separate directions, Robyn crying, Kody appearing shattered. Reporters follow them, calling out questions regarding Lydia and the baby, but both are stoic. Christine gazes up at the sky, rain and her tears mingling. It's finally over, she whispers. Janelle shakes her head. No, Christine. Judgment Day is tomorrow. And the truth always comes at a cost. Christine nods slowly, her face calm but firm. She knows Janelle is correct. Tomorrow's hearing won't only determine the fate of Kody, it will determine if the family ever recovers, or if this courtroom will be their last chapter. As she walks away, the tone of the narrator becomes quiet, near haunting. There are tales that are resolved with justice, and there are tales that end in truth. But the Brown family's tale is still struggling for both. The sun rises over the courthouse like a hesitant witness, pale, unsure, and weighted with what's to come. It's the final day. Judgment Day. Christine grips a small square of paper, the final page of her notebook. Her fingers shake a little. It's not fear any longer. It's letting go. Inside, the courtroom is electric with tension. Cameras roll already. Journalists murmur about the secret child, about Kody's infidelity, about whether Christine will finally triumph. Kody appears unobtrusively, a shadow of his TV self. His hair is messy, his eyes puffy. He's no longer the assured man America met on television, he's merely a man who is going to lose everything. Robyn trails behind him, expression blank. She hasn't spoken to him since yesterday's revelation. The bailiff calls out, "All rise." Judge Halvorson enters, her presence commanding the room into silence. She sits, scanning the faces before her. We've reached the conclusion of the Brown versus Brown case. Both sides may now present their closing statements. Christine's attorney stands up first. Your Honor, this case has never been about revenge, but about truth. The evidence indicates a long history of lies, manipulation, and financial abuse. Mr. Brown constructed a family on lies, then constructed a second life in hiding. My client is entitled to recognition, closure, and justice. Christine remains seated, eyes cast at the table, her lips clamped tight. Kody's attorney steps forward, his voice smoother now. Your Honor, my client apologizes for errors, but not intent. The family was non-traditional, to be sure, but based on faith and love. Let us not tear asunder what's left in the name of retribution. And then, in a surprise move, Kody rises from his seat. Your Honor, may I address you directly? The judge pauses, then nods. You may. Kody moves forward hesitantly, his voice breaking. I've been accused of lying, manipulating, being a hypocrite, and perhaps I earned some of it. But I loved my family. All of them. I hurt people with the choices I made, but I never gave up trying to make things right, even when I had no idea how. He turns toward Christine. I'm sorry, Christine. For everything. For the lies, for the silence, for breaking something sacred. Christine doesn't look up, but her jaw tightens. The judge nods solemnly. Mr. Brown, thank you. The court will now proceed to its verdict. The clerk hands her the folder. The silence that follows feels endless. Cameras zoom in. Everyone in the room holds their breath. Judge Halvorsen reads, having heard all submitted evidence, testimony, and financial statements, the court determines there is reason enough to decide in favor of the plaintiff, Mrs. Christine Brown. Custody rights to her minor children are granted to her in full. Further, the court mandates restitution for misapplied funds in the amount of $1.2 million. Gasps resound throughout the courtroom. Christine shuts her eyes, tears rolling down her cheeks. But the judge isn't finished. But the court recognizes Mr. Brown's cooperation toward the end and his taking responsibility. So no additional punitive action will be taken. It's justice with mercy, bittersweet and burdensome. Christine breathes hard, her heart a maelstrom of relief and grief. The burden of 10 years at last lifts off her shoulders. Kody dips his head, his shoulders quivering ever so slightly. Robyn blinks a tear away, though nobody knows whether it is for him or the family they've lost together. The judge bashes her gavel gently. Court is adjourned. Reporters dash forward as the room erupts in sound. Questions zip through the air. Christine, how do you feel? Kody, is the relationship really over? Will there be an appeal? Christine doesn't respond. She simply stands, turns to Kody once more, and speaks softly, "Goodbye, Kody." He looks up, reddened eyes. Christine, do you really hate me? She stops, scanning his face. No, she breathes. But I don't trust you anymore. And love without trust is just memory. She exits the courtroom. Janelle greets her at the door, holding her in a tight hug. You did it, Christine. You finally did it. Christine smiles weakly through tears. It's over, Janelle. It's really over. Outside, the crowd settles as Christine enters the sunlight. The air is lighter, the tumult behind her a distant echo. A reporter cries, Christine. What next for you? She pauses, smiles at the cameras, and says, peace. Just peace. Later that evening, the camera moves over Christine alone on her porch, the desert horizon lighting up in the distance. Softly playing inside are her children. She inhales, cradling her teacup, her mind reflecting on the years that have come and those that are to come. Her voice interrupts the silence, soft in storytelling. I spent years thinking that family is something you fight for, no matter what. But perhaps, family is something you guard, even if it means letting go. Her words hang there, gentle and firm. And then, a knock at the door. Christine scowls, gets up, and opens it. It's Janelle, with a folder. You have to see this, she says. Christine opens the folder. It's a notice from a private investigator. The trust fund Kody established wasn't simply linked to Lydia. It had links to several accounts in various states, names they don't know. Christine's eyes open wide. He wasn't hiding one life, Janelle. He was hiding several. The camera zooms in on her stunned face as Janelle whispers, Christine, this isn't over. Christine sits back, shocked. She looks towards her children, then the folder again. Her eyes grow determined once more, not angry this time, but clear. The tone of the narrator becomes serious again, holding the audience spellbound once more. Justice might have been served today, but the story of the Browns isn't finished. Because secrets don't vanish with verdicts, they just find new shadows to hide in. Christine closes the folder and whispers, if there are more lies, I'll find them. She walks to the porch again, the wind rustling through the trees. The night sky looms wide and endless, like a new beginning waiting to be written. The narrator concludes with soothing finality, in the court of truth, there are no last judgments. Only chapters. And Christine's story has just turned the page.